Since 1977, the San Francisco Decorator Showcase has shown the work of the West Coast's most creative designers. This year, their work will be on view at one of the designated National Register of Historic Places. It was built in 1904 for Marcus and Cora Koshland and modeled after the actual Petit Trianon on the grounds of Versailles. It withstood the Great Fire and Earthquake of 1906. It is the second largest house in San Francisco at 18,000 square feet. The only larger one is the Spreckles Mansion that's owned by writer Daniel Steele. 43 spaces have been redesigned, including 9 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, a 3-story atrium, a ballroom, and formal garden. For the last 42 years, all proceeds from the showcase have benefited the financial aid program of the San Francisco University High School. The showcase is open to the public until May 27, 2019.
And the chair we also have made in Morocco. Bronze.
Thank you. Might stop in on the way out. Thank you.
Thank you.
There were a lot of people here the first time I came. Can you tell me something about this?
Yeah, this is the recital room, and so everything in the room is custom made. So we did the hand painted wallpaper with the gournay, which is hand painted on silk and gold leaves and silver leaves. Well, this is really, we painted the room dark, so we wanted to give it some moodiness to it, and it's going to be a recital, so people sit on the sides. We did the custom benches here, and so when the performance are played with the electric cello over there, and so then we can sit all the way and gather.
Right.
And yeah, we did all the reflective surfaces, which is in acrylic.
And what are these things doing over here? These are metronomes?
Yes, yes.
Makes a wonderful piece of art.
Yes, it's.
Huh. And it ticks like a clock.
Yes.
And the chandelier?
The chandelier is handmade in Morocco, designed by us in Marrakesh, and it's hammered bronze.
Right. What was your stay like in Marrakesh?
I never went.
Oh.
We just did it all there. So
Okay.
and it was all done with video and everything.
I see.
Yes. And those tables are also custom made. They're marble, Italian marble. And then we have the gramophones as our speakers.
And what is this coming out of the fireplace? Firewood. Oh, I see. Yeah. Painted black?
Yes,
Like a room.
like it's charred.
Right. And this has to be the original fireplace.
Yes, that's all hand carved marble.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So you're back in Texas? Yeah.
Your name is?
Heather Hilliard.
Oh yes.
Hi, we've met.
I know we have.
Yeah.
Your rooms are always refreshingly simple with very unusual pieces of sculpture. Now you've got this thing here that looks like a stalagmite almost.
Yes, actually, that is a charred tree left over from a fire from the Angeles National Fire.
Really?
Yeah, National
How
Forest.
did you preserve it?
What is the artist's name again?
The artist's name is Caitlin Wild, and she's represented by Nikki Kehoe Gallery in Los Angeles. And she was driving through the forest after the forest fire when the maintenance workers were cutting down trees, and she obtained a few of the trees and put them on top of her car and drove them down the mountain.
And she dipped it in bronze. There's a steel rod in there that holds it all on the plinth.
And how did you locate this piece of art?
I was shopping in LA for clients, and I happened to stop in at Nikki Kehoe, and I thought it's the perfect height. We needed something that was that would, bring some height, the eye up to the ceiling.
My daughter Erica married an Erickson, so it kind of has the same, it has a good
That's fun. Trying to get them all across.
Are you the designer?
Yes.
This seems like the essence of simplicity. What was your philosophy in designing this room?
Well, it's very much about respecting the architecture that's here, and trying to highlight that by contrasting it with some very simple but luxurious modern pieces.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But the one thing we should talk about how this sideboard is part of the collection of
So this room's architecture was original?
Yes.
Yeah, James designed it. There's lots of little things.
This was such a large thing.
That's how we work together.
James always makes me look chic.
I was like,
Hello.
What was your inspiration for the banquette?
We needed a long banquette for the window seat. It's 20 feet long.
Anything to do with top copy in
Yes, actually, it does remind me. Well, the sofas originally were from the Ottoman Empire. That's where they come from. And I've also I spent a lot of time on the Bosphorus at the Ollies and things, and so my own house has similar aesthetics. And So yes, that's where I was definitely inspired
And
by.
the light fixture directly above you?
That is antique. It came with the house. It's probably late Victorian. The reason we kept it is because of we saw sort of a colonial French aesthetic happening here. And
what was your idea for designing the room? What theme did you want? Or was
Well,
there a
I
theme?
walked in. It's not a French room particularly, but like the house is very French on the outside. So, but it reminded me of French colonial. So I said, what about Tangier? And I thought Yves Saint Laurent, Pierre Berger. So we added the colored glass, and we created this exotic collector's room. So you can dine, you can read, you can lounge, you can have music. And you can smoke a hookah pipe. see it over in the corner?
I'll check it out.
But we have modern things.
The hookah pipe is, oh yes, directly in the corner, yeah. Right.
Janice over there smoking on it.
Yes, of course. Coffee. I will.
Well, send your viewers. This is a house for them to see. It's the second largest home in San Francisco at 18,000 square feet.
Wow.
The only larger one is the Spreckles Mansion that's owned by Danielle Steele. So it's a great house to visit.
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, that is for sale. If anybody would like a 10-piece, 20-person set of pre-cooked, it is for sale. Yeah.
Very gorgeous and modern.
Anybody need a press kit or anything?
I'm a publicist actually, but I am a designer, beautiful.
I want to come in and meet you in your office and see how you design these. We're both natives.
Don't mind if I do. Excuse me, the invitation. Every toilet seat needs to open. This one's fantastic. This one's inviting.
It's dark and moody and sexy and fabulous
Yes.
and edgy and everything.
It's got a great backstory on our website, our website. You can download everything. We made it easy for everybody.
Good, good. Love
So
it.
if you take an envelope, it has the little how to get there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good
Nice to
job.
meet you.
Good job.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
So this is the first house and hall wallpaper that's installed outside of the UK, outside of Hong Kong. And the dinner was so wonderful. Everybody was there, gorgeous people. And there we are. Gemma's there, and there I was. And you know what? I was just in love with it. It was really nice. So she's quickly become my muse. And the sofa is 15 feet long from the House of New York, the original, and from the 40s. And that was the inspiration, but I tweaked and I used it as an inspiration. Another fact that you want to know maybe is this bar. You know I'm a hoarder. I'm one of the tastemakers at Cherish or Cellar. And this bar was owned by Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. And I got a permission, I own it, but I got a permission from the estate to display their photograph. Hi,
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
To see you again.
Yeah. Keep going with your presentation.
And can you imagine if this bar could talk?
Oh my
You know,
goodness, the
so-
parties it seems.
Yes. And Max, you were just in Singapore, right?
I was in Singapore.
We miss each other.
I know,
was just
I
there
know.
2 weeks, yeah. Did you take the non-stop? The 17.5 hours?
Yes, I
did. Oh my God, the only way. The fabrics are, 80% of the fabrics are from the Grenade. And we designed this by hand-applicated embroidered. The window treatment, the tassels by Decor de Paris, and it's all customized. I love horses and equestrian, so there's the play stool. From right here. I designed the ottoman, the axolotl.
Hello.
I am Cora Schweitzer Kochler. I used to live in this house.
Sorry, a little confused. Why should I put this? I'll show you. Actually, I'll show both of you so
What is this room?
This is a gym.
Yes, the punching bag.
Yes, ballet bar.
What more can you tell me about it?
So it's more of a low impact gym / relaxation room. We wanted it to be a place that you could kind of stretch and get in a light workout, but also come in and like read a magazine or relax or meditate.
Or maybe do a bit of yoga.
Yes, absolutely.
Stretch it out.
Yoga mats in the corner, ready to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And who are you supposed to be?
Cora Schweitzer Kochler. I'm a Victorian ghost. I used to live in this house previously. It was inspired by Versailles in France. My family used to visit, so we wanted to bring some of the sophistication from the dunes to San Francisco.
Thank you.
Wow. So watering and all of that.
They're all pots with trays that hold like a liter of water, so I can once a week in the
Is it easy for them to rely on? I mean, not that easy. I went from that to that. So yeah, that's really. That's definitely. It was so hard, by the way, because there was like no diets in stock, and then so we had to dye out of house because we had a problem with our silk jigger, which is like a machine, that we dye silk, and so we just got a new one, and they're still like kind of learning how to operate it. So when we dye it again, we have so much better like so much. So we had to dye it out of house. We got the consultant. It was like no, and then we tried again like twice. No, it was like it was the one we sent you. Oh no, first no, it wasn't the one we sent you. We got one dyed out of house. We made the one cousin. Oh my god. I didn't know whether it was going to be this or the original dog sample. But I thought the dog sample you gave me was quite dark. Do you remember? So this one is like...
In person, it's pretty.
Really pretty.
Yes.
We'll see. I'll let you know. Yeah, he's great. I love him. And where is he? Here in the city? It's in Marin. Yeah. What is his name? Brad. Epstein. Hello.
Hello. What can you tell me about this room?
This is a writer's den, and the walls have like subtle hidden messages that sort of invoke writing. So if you can see like the little
Could you point one out for me?
Sure. Here. you know, subtle hits of calligraphy that sort of invoke the spirit of writing.
And that says what?
It doesn't actually say anything. It just is to invoke a feeling of writing.
So you can kind of intuit what that could mean.
Sure.
As a source of inspiration.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay, do you write yourself?
I'm sorry? I don't.
You don't?
I don't. No. No.
And your name is?
Kristen Pena.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And these are?
Those are press favors if you'd like one.
I would very much like one. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
The light. Yeah. This is a very ample chair.
Yes. It's very, very good for long periods of sitting and writing.
And this light fixture, this is very interesting. Where is the light source? I mean, the light seems to be here, but...
It's up here and just kind of reflects down into that sort of bottom glass piece.
Yeah. Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
What is this that we're looking at?
This is the ensuite espresso and cocktail bar. So you can make coffee or you can make a drink.
Right. And what might you have if you were to come in here after an exhausting day of writing?
I would have a Saint-Germain with Petit Trianon with lime, fresh lime, shaken and poured over ice.
Yeah. And your name is?
Lauren Berry.
Lauren Berry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Get out of your photos too. All right.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Who is the designer here?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
What is your name?
Kathleen Navarra.
Tell me what you've done.
Oh, where should we begin? We started with the wallpaper. That was our inspiration. Well, actually,
And the wallpaper is what?
It's a grass cloth. It's a printed grass cloth. And I think we really started, the inspiration was the architecture of the room, which is original. We wanted to keep it intact, and it was very feminine and soft, and we wanted to continue that theme. And
this sculpture here over here in the corner, could you tell me about this?
yes, Corbin bronze.
Corbin Baron.
Corbin bronze, represented at San Francisco in San Francisco.
Come on. And the light fixture?
Porto Romano, represented at Needler Rocher. And the sofa is an Edward Wormley design from the 50s.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And this is?
The dressing room. We did the dressing room and the master bath.
Okay, and the bathroom, could you tell me about this a bit?
Sure, we wanted to do something modern, but we also wanted to...
The floors are absolutely wonderful. Are they inlaid with...
It is Calcutta marble with brass strip inlay.
Wow. And where's that from?
That is mosaic surface from Da Vinci tile. And the plumbing is all Kohler. The sinks are new sinks from them that are carved limestone.
Wow. And this is the shower, and the shower doesn't have a door.
No.
Where's the drain?
Or a curb. It's built in. It's a tiled in drain.
And why did you decide to make a shower like this without a curtain or a door? I mean, it's beautiful the way it is.
Yeah, we wanted to keep the openness of the shower. It's not a very big room for a master bath, but we wanted to make it feel a little bit more spacious.
We've certainly done that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What color? What color is it? Well, did you open it? But did you open the color? Can you open it and look at the color? Beigey brown color. So light. Yeah, very beige. Yeah, it should be C2 cabinet trim.
What's your name?
Willem.
Tell me a bit about your room, the room here.
The room, Susie and I did this together, and I designed the wallpaper, and we had that printed. I'm a decorative painter, and the fireplace is a decorative paint.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me take another look at that. That looks real. And what about these spikes?
So this is these sofas are French. They're by these designers Garouste and Benetti, and they are sort of avant-garde designers. And these are vintage, like early 1980s, and we had them recovered.
Yeah.
But so part of the design are these.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Are you the designer here?
Yes, I am.
This room is interesting.
Thank you.
I like the canopy here that's kind of blended in with the curtains.
Yep, exactly.
How did you decide on this?
You know, honestly, we were pretty inspired by the fabric. It's a Jim Thompson fabric, and it's called Heliconia Dreaming. And we were just so enamored with it. That was really our jumping off point to then creating the story for this room.
Right, what are you doing?
I'm turning on these light fixtures.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry, because then I'm like, oh no, now you're photographing stuff.
Okay, and your outfit even goes with the room.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes. So we kind of came up with this because the twin girls are from Singapore, and they moved here recently. And so we wanted, one of the girls is really into botany and the other's into entomology. So hence we have kind of the bugs and the tropical, we've got the scarabita wallpaper, and then the canopies themselves are also.
Wow, and the scarabs glow.
They do, it does give this glow. It's Fly Paper company, and they use a silver mylar. So that's what gives it that glowy effect.
And the wall art here?
The wall art
If someone in your life really toxic, it's okay to let them go. I would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why that one's up there with the balloons floating away.
Yeah. And this room is called Daydream Believe In?
Yep, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then I can pass for some. So my bookkeeper is on the East Coast. Okay.
There must be a designer somewhere around here.
Yeah, you got two of them right here.
Oh, tell me about this room.
This is the artist in residence.
Would you like to come into the room you designed?
Sure.
All right. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. This is the artist in residence, huh?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it.
We imagined the owner of the house being a great patron of the art, and our muse was Marilla Agnelli, the Italian Fiat heiress, who was a great patron of the arts. And we were inspired by how she used sort of really glamorous, rich materials, but also wicker and rope and more humble materials.
And my eye is drawn toward the ceiling. What can you tell me about this?
This was a collaboration I did with Rule of Three Studios in LA, and it's a custom serpentine hand-painted wallpaper. We had to work with our 8.5 foot ceilings up here.
And the material here is?
That is poured resin. By a Canadian artist named Martha Sturdy.
A comedian artist?
Canadian.
Oh, a Canadian artist. I'm sorry. All
She
right.
might be a Canadian too.
And the wall art here?
This is a artist out of Los Angeles named Pierce Meehan, and he works in the manner of the surfboard manufacturing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
In this room we have a very unique bathroom with these wonderful light fixtures. Tell me about the light fixtures.
This light fixture is from a studio in New York by the name of Rosie Lee. And it kind of just gave the room a little pop, a little unexpected twist.
And you have a theme for this room, do you?
Yes, it's called Le Space Tranquille. This is just modeled after the old world bathrooms in Paris, hotel baths. So I liked mixing, the marble with the patterned hardwood floor and all the architectural details that you would find in the hotel bathrooms in Paris. And I brought in, we had a decorative painter come in to finish the gold on the shower, just to kind of give it, a little bit of patina and kind of that, rich feeling to it. This wallpaper is brand new. I actually found it in Paris, and it's by Pierre Frey, and I loved the kind of whimsical, fun aspect of it, but brought back with the seriousness of the marble and the vanity and the window treatment.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, thank you so much.
I love this carpet, this rug. Can you tell me about this?
That's a shock.
Any shock?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Say hello.
Sacramento Street. Hi.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Photographer? Yes, that's cool. She is. I'm Brendan. Chang.
It would be really beautiful. I know. Hello.
Hi. Is this your room?
No, this is.
You want to come in and tell me about it?
This is
Oh, I see.
Hi.
This seems like a fun room.
Yes, hi. Oh, my name is Virginie, and I'm an architect and I'm a maker. So this has been combining my passion for architecture and fabrication. So everything here is custom design and custom made.
And when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep at night, you are faced with this.
Yeah, so this is a galaxy ceiling, and I have the artist who did the murals here with me, Shannon Guys. And what we did is we actually duplicated the October night sky. So you'll see the.
That's the exact placement of all the stars in the western.
And why did you pick the October night sky?
We wanted to have Orion right in the center of the oculus. So.
I see.
Oh, sorry.
And these.
His belt right there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And this is the gears that might take place in your mind when you're trying to sleep. Is that the idea?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, anything,
Well,
She's a toy maker. No, that's it.
So I make the toy, the Busy Bots, and they're all gears. So basically we're playing with scales, and we're playing with taking cues from the robot lines throughout the room. So that's what we're doing.
She's obsessed with robots. So she's an architect that's being, so this is kind of like the modern.
So,
This is her patent.
so
Oh my God. Yeah. Go over here and tell me about this.
So this is a makery area. So
Yes.
we're trying to inspire children to make things and to be involved with their hands versus always being on their laptop. So this is like, we're trying to make an environment that would inspire kids with science and art and technology.
And over here, this is a wonderful place to sit.
Yeah, so this is a reading part, and we have some STEM books, and so it's a fun place to learn.
And over here in this little window we have a robot. No, we have a spaceman.
Yes.
Your spacesuit
So it's the
when you're
space-
going outside.
This
Because
is
you're living in
So this is Space Earth.
Spaceship Earth, like Buckmeister Fuller.
Is your house kind of otherworldly, the home you actually live
My
in?
house is a makery.
It's a makery.
The whole bottom floor is a makery. Like this was in the garage, and then the back part is all her toy stuff and like fabrication and.
So I'm constantly making stuff, and I'm hoping to inspire younger generation of kids to do the same, basically.
You're an adult who has not forgotten how to play.
Exactly. Actually, you shouldn't forget how to play.
No.
You know, in fact, the more you play, the more you learn. You know. So.
And it's about making a dream come true too. Like this is her fascination with toy making and.
It's also, there is those little toys, so I sell them as kits, and so the kids put them together, and then they learn also about engineering, because there's a few tricks in that little robot. Even though it doesn't have any electronics, it's still very much full of surprises. That
You have an accent. Where are you from?
Yes, I'm French.
French.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I also bring my French heritage. So these are subway metro maps that the graphics is taken from the subway metro maps. So I'm trying to, basically this is me in a nutshell. This room is me.
This room is you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.
Can I give you a little care package?
You may.
Here.
A care package.
Do you have a little card or a... Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Excuse me. Coming through. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Is this your room?
This is
This hallway is your place. Tell me about the hallway.
So I'm Marty Shine, and my husband and I have a map store, Shine and Shine. So we deal with vintage original maps and prints.
I see.
And this is a hallway with maps and prints from Versailles. And this is actually the gardens of the Petit Trianon.
Oh, really?
And so here's the chateau right here that this building is a replica of. And then other things are maps of France and other chateaus in the area, or like the stables in Versailles and different parts of Versailles. And then I wanted to add a little bit of the history of this building, and the builders were wool and fur and hide traders. So I have my cowhide runner to give them a little nod. And then their son, who grew up in this house, became a president of Levi Strauss.
Oh my God, yes.
And so I have a little bit of denim accents, and then my topiaries to kind of depict the gardens of Versailles.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Newsletter, at the parent newsletter.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for doing that.
Yeah. Wow, the colors are amazing.
Beautiful. What am I looking at here?
You are looking at Matt Devine's sculpture. He does this, he's an artist who works with all these metals and does different shapes and powder coats them in different colors.
And your pants are lace, are they?
They are. I thought I would match my room today.
Yeah, we are definitely matched. Yeah, what is your name?
I'm Sindhu.
And what is this room? Tell me what
So
this room is.
this used to be a kitchen, and the requirement was to turn it into a bar.
Right.
And that's what we did.
And over here in this photo, I mean, I can't help but be,
I thought she was quite appropriate for the bar.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it as is. And then a nice place to sit here. Very unusual stools.
Yeah, so the stools came from, is actually an American designer, but the console table is something that I had it made in Italy and brought over.
And what is this?
So this is a light fixture by a local artist.
Can you turn it on?
Yeah, of course I can.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Why don't you keep it on?
I'm not sure how it'll look with the, is it looking okay through the lens?
It's looking perfect, yeah.
Okay, then maybe I'll keep it on.
I like it very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So welcome to the breakfast room.
And your name is?
Eche Martinez. My firm is based here in San Francisco.
And who is the woman I'm looking at right now?
You are looking at a rendition of my mom in 1973. My mom used to work in advertising, and that's when the ads had to be done by artists rendering models and products. So as a thank you, he drew this portrait of her and he rolled it up, and he said, "Be very careful who you show this portrait to, because the first man to see it will become your husband."
Oh.
And it was actually what happened. She met my dad, who was the first man to see the portrait. And our goal for this room, it's a beautiful east-facing room. It has some really beautiful morning light, and our goal here was to create an intimate dining room, which we call the breakfast room, which is where our imaginary family in this residence enjoys the start of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And is designer for this around?
She's somewhere there. Clara?
Her name is Clara?
I'm here.
You're Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara. Hi.
Tell me, is this a furrow?
No, so this is a Japanese soaking tub.
Which is called?
Doesn't really have a name.
Okay, I think it's a furrow in Japan. But anyway, and this egg-shaped thing is wonderful.
This is a.
Could you open it?
You could. It's a intelligent toilet from Kohler. It's momentarily unplugged because it tends to open too frequently. But yeah, I work with Geresulinskis Architects.
And you have a wonderful lattice work here. This is very, very nice.
Yes, and so the room is called the Wabi Sabi Soak Room. And the idea was to try and keep very natural and organic materials in here. So we have the wood slats around the tub and on the ceiling, and it's all walnut that matches the vanity of the shelves, as well as the frames for the paintings. These are Japanese wood blocks from the 1800s. And then this is a clay plaster, which comes from Italy. And these are Moroccan handmade tiles from clay tile.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
And I just noticed this wall treatment. Is this part of the... Tell me about this.
So we restored the original paneling, and the pattern that you see is actually done by a decorative artist. His name is William Raquet, and he came up, they actually taped the whole wall, and what you see is a 3D effect that he achieved with paint.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Brandon Pruitt. I did the balcony garden.
Oh. Were there any difficulties in doing that?
Only in finding plants that didn't get swallowed up by the volume of the house.
Oh.
So I bring a plant that's huge in my bedroom or huge in my living room, and I bring it here, and it's like minuscule with this like amount of volume and space.
Right. Is there a problem with drainage up there?
Well, everything is actually staged and has liners under it. So there's a water reservoir under each plant, so I can water about once a week.
Right.
And then, everything is in it. It's in its individual container and can be switched out. So we can switch out blooming orchids seasonally, and then it's all stuff that'll stay in here and grow. There's amazing light. There's amazing airflow. So it's like the ideal condition for plants.
And do you find it disconcerting to have a ghost on the other side of the room?
I do. It terrified me.
And who is she supposed to be? She introduced herself, but I just
seen her roaming the halls.
Right.
She shows up. Sometimes you turn around and she'll be right behind you.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Be careful.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks.
your responsibility?
I've been helping Yoy and Vernon with the ballroom.
I know that.
So I've
but
been
any what specifically or
just
whatever needed.
Yeah, they brought me in to help them through the whole process of this. The cleaners.
It's custom made. It was our idea of bringing 18th century moments into fashion, art, design, and then you see that we brought the columns down to the roof. This column, there's really classic columns to the house, as you recall.
Is this cement, plaster?
Plaster.
Okay.
Another commission piece. And homage to
I just was watching Antoinette. With the mirror behind it too, so you can see it all Isn't it great? Yeah. You're lucky that it's nice and chill. Everything or some of the places is so good.
well, but the last few months have been cold.
It makes me realize yeah, I really like it about this.
Should we give her a little room here? Yeah, 18th century, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I give her a little.
Yes.
I don't know if the artist likes that idea, but.
What? They're not.
This room is wonderfully surreal. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's the Grand Ballroom. We took the 18th century ballroom when we first got it 4 months ago and turned it into a 21st century ballroom. So the idea is that turn it into a 20th nightclub, could be anywhere in Europe, Berlin, Paris.
Right. And your name is?
Yoy Tran. This tile is a new collection from Tineke Triggs. She's an interior designer that launched a beautiful collection of white and black marble tile. And the reason we selected this has a classical design but updated. And the whole concept of our room is 18th century meet 21st century ballroom. So the tiles it represent that concept for us.
I'm going to get there. What time can I get there to Chile?
On any time.
Thank you.
That could be.
Well, I won't have it with you. How about if I could bring it? I'll try to get it there by.
So it's this abstract orchid. I liked that it has some darkness in it. But the original Petit Trianon was built on a botanical garden site, so I thought that was kind of a fun reference. So our one kind of characteristically feminine thing in the room is the floral, and then everything else just tries to be comfortable, a little edgy.
Yeah.
Maybe challenge a little bit the idea of what a woman wants.
Well, I want this.
Yeah. I mean, a cocktail, a smoke, some good music.
Yeah.
Somebody was in here yesterday and they're like, "Where's the TV?" I'm like, "Excuse no." There's probably 12 TVs upstairs.
Sorry, that's how you frame the wallpaper.
Hi. Are you the designer here?
No, Scott. Scott's here.
Scott is the designer.
I am.
Tell me about this.
So the title is classically modern. So I wanted to basically reinvent traditional classical architectural motifs. So you have a chevron floor, but then kind of twisted on its head and inlaid steel panels into it that then continues up the wall and frames this 18th century neoclassical.
And your name is?
Scott McMahon with Scott Robert Design.
And the chandelier here?
Is by McEwen Lighting. It's the gear suspension chandelier. Made from steel and fluorescent glass.
And this?
So an 18th century Roman bust of a child.
18th century?
18th century. 1700s.
Okay.
And then again, another 18th century oil painting.
Thank you. Designer here?
I am the designer here. It is all over here. It's the kitchen, the service lounge, the powder room, and the butler's pantry.
Tell me about it.
You have a lot to see. So this is the main catering kitchen. And we got all the walls match with limestone. And this is a modern twist. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. This is the service lounge, so maybe the catering staff will be sitting back here and enjoying and walk over here from the ballroom and having a good
She's getting publicity. Don't stop. Publicity. Hi, honey. You did a nice to meet you. You did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
It's so nice and cool.
And then the butler's pantry is right over to the left.
Yeah.
Way too seat. It's like my favorite. Did you mean Yeah, we love it.
Hi. And you are?
I'm Carrie McIntosh.
And tell me about what you've done here.
This is my floral cutting room, or floral arranging room, and I have also the outside space, which is my orangery. So this is, my idea was to create a flower arranging space for the lady of the home, a large luxurious home that if this were my home, I would want a floral arranging space. And then when I toured the home and I saw this outside space, I immediately knew that these were the spaces for it. This reminded me of a Petit Orangery from Versailles. And then when I realized that I had this beautiful original door, the concept quickly turned from an idea of a rustic floral arranging space to a very glamorous floral arranging
And you've got bugs on the wall.
Yes.
Why?
Bring in a little entomology.
Oh, I see.
This is a small wallpaper company out of Washington State called Abnormals Anonymous, and they have a lot of really fun patterns. When I saw this pattern, I thought it would just be whimsical. I like to put a touch of whimsy in my design, and so they custom colored the paper for me.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I don't know where I am. Are I on the first floor again?
Yes, you are.
Did you already start going up?
I did.
Oh, okay.
And how do I get to the backyard?
To the backyard?
Uh-huh.
I think you go
through the atrium.
Through the atrium?
Yeah.
Okay.
And straight back.
Yeah. Anyway, good to see you again.
Okay, yeah, you too. Thanks.
Just out those doors.